the linear supply chain is designed that actually you as a producer of the food, you buy the packaging, that it goes through the supply chain and then it's disposed. In this case, you don't buy the packaging, you actually rent the reusable packaging, and this is completely different application, I would say.
I'm Mirek, thank you very much for joining us today. So, to kick us off, could we have a bit of an overview of what MiWa is?
Yeah, hi Rob. MiWa is a technology company coming from Czech Republic, from Prague, and our mission is actually to prevent single-use packaging through whole supply chain, so it's about redesigning into the circular principles using smart reusable packaging. So what I hold in my hand is actually B2B transport package between the producer of the food and the retailer. It's smart, we call it smart, but it's just chipped, So what actually happens in our system is that producer packs the capsule inside, uploads the information or product to the data cloud, and send it in very standard logistic way to the retailer. But actually, we install such a refill stations. The capsule works simply like a cartridge to your printer at home, So when it's empty, you take it home and you actually you place in like the full one, okay? The dispenser reads through the chip from data cloud what is inside and self-calibrates for the delivery, and within a few seconds, it's actually ready to roll. So this is like what we do, helping retailers and brands, to apply circular principles and circular supply chain.
Brilliant. And so you mentioned to have more circular principles. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what actually makes the process more circular?
Yeah, as I said, this is about applying reusable packaging first of all, but secondly, I think it's important to apply like a data in to have a control above the material like it circulates in the system. So what it makes circular is actually that we provide this packaging as a service. That means it stays in our possession. You as a producer actually pay for one cycle, a fee. You fill it in, you send it as I said, and because it's all deposited, it comes back to our actually service center. We clean it and make it ready like for another round. That's one of the things. But we have actually loop for the consumers, where consumers can come like with their own containers from home. Any jar you have at home, you are used to store your goods in, or you can use actually prepared smart cups from MiWa that again can run in deposited regime together with cooperation with retailers. So that's probably the circle thing. And as we have it under control, I would add like a third loop, which is material loop. So if anything is at the end of its lifespan, we actually take it in our control stream of recycling, including like the inner liner or actually the capsule itself.
Sure. So the key is that you have control of the whole value chain.
Absolutely.
And you have an example here, and I know you have some pilots around Europe. What do you think it would take to go from pilots to real scale?
I think it is about like proving to the end consumers like that companies, like retailers and brands like mean it seriously, and to actually invite them to participate and give the right response, we need to bring it to a certain scale. We always call our end consumers convenient and environmentalists, and they need like to have a convenient solution. Convenient means to have access, to have it like in one-stop shop, so probably not to have like a separate stores for that, And it means about like a convenient shopping experience, For that, we need like to create a larger scale pilot operations when we can deploy it little city, town, whatever, and actually start build bigger figures, that will prove the economy of the scale behind, And this is like what I see so far is like a solitary deployments of the stores, one there, one there, one there, one there. And it's even difficult to dedicate the money to invite people, put some communication because of one store and so on. It really would be great to make like the companies committed to show it's possible.
Sure. So company commitment.
Yeah.
And then, so obviously the shopping, supermarkets, supply chain, producers all the way through to customers is a very well-endowed value chain. How does an innovation like MiWa change the current value chain?
I think the key difference is what I said, that today the linear supply chain is designed that actually you as a producer of the food, you buy the packaging, that goes through the supply chain and then it's disposed. In this case, you don't buy the packaging. You actually rent the reusable packaging, and this is completely different application, I would say. But at the end of the day, the change is not that large because you still calculate the cost of your packaging as a food producer into your proposal to the retailer when you deliver the goods, So it's not that large change because the service already involves and has in its calculation the reverse logistics, and the cleaning of the capsule and so on. So it doesn't change that much, the value chain itself. You as a producer, you have your own packaging, in this case as a service, you calculate it of the price product, you send it to the retailer, it's sent further as well. So not much, I would say, at the end of the day.
Not much. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Mirek. Thank you for your time.